Hey, welcome back to JMax Customs and Fabrication. Matt's Off-Road Games was March 19th through 21st, 2026. Today is March 29th. It is 8 days since the games. I have no idea what video we're on. 31, 32. Well, I got the rotor on the back and I got the brakes done. I had a little bit of trouble with the bearing nut because I don't know if you guys do, but I didn't just have a 3.5 inch socket laying around. So I made one on the old plasma cam, put a 3/4 inch square to it. I guess it made sense to make it a 3/4 instead of a half because I had to use a 3/4 inch socket, 3/4 drive socket to take the lug nuts off. So anyway, I don't know that anybody would sit around and watch me do brakes, so I did that without you. I am playing with airbags again, like I did on the off-road wrecker. This is what the airbag looks like. This is going to be somewhat ride height, or this is collapsed. I don't think the airbag has to air up a whole lot. And then you have a little shock as well, so it doesn't feel like you're riding on a trampoline. But this airbag is going to bolt right to the bottom of this cross member that I built, the square tube. That'll bolt to that, and then the shock is going to come off of the front, and that'll give us our cab suspension. And then I'm going to utilize one of these rods that I had from the off-road wrecker where it didn't work, and this will run from the back side of the square tube to the frame on the other side. And that's just a track bar like you'd have on your front end, except for it's going to be working backwards, and it's going to hold the cab centered so that it doesn't walk side to side like that, because it's just going to be basically standing on these bags, and they'll be able to move. So put a rod in like this, and that just makes your cab to where it stays centered. And then you want this rod to be pretty much parallel with the level of your frame at ride height, so you get the minimal amount of deflection. And you want this rod to be pretty much as long as you can make it, so that the longer the rod, the less deflection you get when it goes up and down as far as pulling the cab side to side. So I have all my measurements, I have everything all figured out. We are having rain, so I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's been quite a bit of lightning and thunder, which is really weird around here for this time of year, but we'll take it. The lightning and thunder is just, that doesn't happen, not for a while yet. We'll wake up all the rattlesnakes. So I guess I get to take a walk in the rain over to the other shop and cut all of my brackets and tabs and everything out so that I can get this all set up. And we still have to do the front brakes, and I got to bring over these fenders, and I got a carrier bearing to do, and then to do the hitch. So today I had to work cattle all day. Didn't get to play in the shop until now, and it's kind of chilly in here, but I'll fight through it for a bit. I'll be able to knock this out probably tomorrow. My legs will be a little sore because I had a big fat cow get me up against the fence and give me a little deep tissue massage. Wasn't the best. Kind of want my money back on that deal. But I'll go cut all this, and I've kind of learned that the whole build series stuff's not a hot seller. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is kind of a quick and dirty one, so maybe it'll be better than, you know, stretching it out for 30 videos. That's my bad. So anyway, off to work. I have a quick question for you. Do you think that this nut on this drive line, so that I can change that unit bearing, do you think it's tight? Well, if it isn't, I can't seem to get it loose. And yeah, I'm turning it the right way, but I almost need more jack. All right, Slim's back for the weekend. So we are cleaning out the F-650, getting all of the seats and interior, and then we will get our donor interior out of the F-250 to put in it for now. We got to take this back seat and this chunk of carpet out yet, I think, unless we can get it cleaned up good enough, because we're going to need that chunk of carpet, because a 4-door carpet isn't long enough for a 4-door extended cab. I have got all the brakes done, got a new carrier bearing in it, got the airbag system for the cab built while you were gone, and it's holding air. I still have to put the air compressor in it, but we're chugging along. Okay, we're coming towards the end of the weekend that Slim is up here, and we knocked out this 650. We went from basically nothing to having, like, we were just going to get it to where it would go to the games, and we ended up pretty much, I mean, it's like 85% done. We got all the fenders on it. I'm working on a set of rear fenders to where it doesn't throw mud up and break the back window or anything. Still have to do the tail lights and some mud flaps on it. Slim's out here playing with the off-road wrecker. I'm gonna go see what he's up to. What? I brought you a microphone.
Okay.
What do you think of it?
I like it.
Put it up where that'll catch your voice or something. Put it on your head. Give me this. Alright. So what all did you do with it?
Just took it up there by, can't remember his name, shop, where the semis always are.
Doesn't have any brakes, does it?
Yeah, it does. Locks the tires up.
When did it start doing that?
Like when I got down there, I slammed on them and it went whoa, sideways. Tried to anyway.
You want to take this and drive it?
Sure. I figured out how to put it in drive and park and stuff.
I'd go with you, but nobody's put a seat in there.
It's bendy.
That tire looks really low. That's fine.
Yeah, it does.
That'll be fine.
Okay, guys. First test drive of the off-road record. fast brakes again.
Don't have brakes? Hold your brakes down hard. Shut it off. Hold them down hard. Shut it off. Now start it back up. Here, I'll film you. You can kind of come around there and spin the tires a little bit.
Okay. My tum-tum's doing better now.
Let me grab a wrench and we'll bleed the brakes a little bit.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was a 3/8 or a 10 millimeter.
Where do you want me to go with it?
Pump them up.
Okay, we're gonna bleed the brakes real quick and then we'll be back.
Hold it.
What?
Well, this fucking brake line is like just pouring brake fluid out still. When you're pumping it, it's just like, thought I had them plugged.
Do you not have them plugged?
I don't have banjos tight yet. I've tightened them to where I thought I was gonna break them and they still leak.
Do you want me to pump them?
No. Dude, those are soaking tight. They should not be leaking. Start it and turn the tire that way once so I can get in there. Shut off. Slim was up here this last weekend. We were going to work on the 650 until it was good enough to go down to Sand Hollow. And we got started on it and we did quite a bit more than just get it ready enough to go. We stole the interior out of another pickup that I have. It had full electric seats and everything. Of course, the 650 did not. So I wired the 650 to where we now have power seats on the driver and the passenger seat. Put a brake controller on it. Put air ride on the cab. Got the air compressor and everything all set up. It is now floating on air, which made a world of difference. Of course, this cab has 6 doors. 650 had 2. It had electric windows in the 2-door. The 4-door, the windows don't work and the power locks don't work yet. I'll have to fix. I've got all the wiring and everything out of another pickup that I will have to figure out how to make all of that work at a later date, but that's something that we did kind of pull the plug on because that was going to take too much time, and that's something that we don't have a whole lot left of. I have about a week, 7 days worth of time to wrap this build up and get back on the wrecker and make it a wrecker. Slim did take it for a rip while he was here. That'll be over on his channel, Slim Fury Builds. Today I have to finish these fenders, I had a couple of front semi fenders laying around. We cut them in half, and we're going to make the fenders that cover the back tire enough that it won't break the back window out of the 650. And I have to build the brackets for that. I have to build some plates for my B&W flip over balls so that I can put the fifth wheel plate on here. And I have to build a bar across the back here for my taillights and hang my mud flaps off of. I think that's about it. I put all new brakes on it and had to put a new rotor on it. I think she's ready to go. I've drove it a couple times. The cruise works and everything. The only downside to it is that I'm going to jump on this. I don't think I'm going to record much of it. I'm just going to build a bracket that will bolt onto these existing holes in the frame. Be a pipe that runs across those mounting plates that will bolt to these fenders. Probably just three bolts on each one, and then there will be a bar here in the back that does the same thing, that will bolt somehow to these fenders. I know they're not the best looking thing, but they're what I had laying around. They're basically free, and I know that they will save the back window from getting broke, so that's good enough for this trip. So that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. We didn't record basically any of the getting this all put together, so it's kind of something that you didn't get to see because we're running out of time and we had to put the cameras down and just get to work. So I'll get this one done, and then we'll bring the wrecker back in, and I have to put the hydraulics on it. I'd finished the firewall. There's like a ton of little things that need to be done on it. I'm just gonna chip away at them as much as I can and see what we get done, and then it's just gonna get loaded up and go to the games kind of regardless. So back to work. So the F-650's gone. It's 98% ready to hit the road. I gotta clean the mud out of the wheels, put some mud flaps on it. She's good to go. I'm back onto the off-road wrecker. You can see I'm working on the firewall. Got bead rolling and everything in these panels to keep them to where they don't vibrate and make a bunch of noise. The Cummins itself makes enough noise. We don't need to add to it. So I'm going to keep banging away on this. I know you guys would like some build videos and whatnot, but I've got to get to the games. Running the camera, doing the editing, and all of that just isn't getting me to the games. So I'll give you some updates along the way. Got a little update video for you. I've been working on the firewall. You can see that she's coming together quite nicely. The other side is done except for one little spot where I brought it straight back. This piece here came straight back and just 90'd into the doghouse here. And after I did that side, I liked that so much that I put this piece in, and then I cut this loose and pulled this out, and I gotta put a quarter round on that little piece there. But other than that, all my starters all covered up and everything's tied in. When I test drove it, I just reached through the floor and shifted the transmission into gear to drive it. So now I have to build a shift cable and everything. I think for now I'm just going to use the shifter on the column, just because I've got less than a week before I pull out of here, and I still haven't made it a wrecker, which I am going to harvest the hydraulic parts off of another pickup either today or tomorrow, and I'll get the framework all built up so I can put the boom on it. We'll try and get the hydraulics and the boom and as much of the bed as I can get built in a short amount of time so that we can get this thing loaded up and get on the road to Sand Hollow. So keep watching. Well, this is exactly why I wouldn't put the new radiator in the rig while I was working on it. I cut this bracket out to hold the pipe that goes across the front here to hold the fenders on. And when I was holding it up there, it fell. And it poked a hole in my brand new $600 radiator. Just as smooth as... That sucks. That's gonna set me back. I don't even know if I can get a radiator before I have to leave. I don't know if I can fix that one. Tell you, sometimes, man, sometimes I don't even know. I gotta drain the whole system out no matter what, clean that one up, see if I can TIG that aluminum shut. Okay, pretty much got 2 seats put in it. We got firewall done and everything's set in there. I'm gonna have to put a pipe or something in there to tie the dash to so it's not falling in your lap. The front drive line, when we moved everything back like that, the front output on the transfer case is set way back, so I need to bring it forward about 8 inches so that it's out on the end of all my cross members and the belly and everything. And then I'm going to put it on this big 2-inch pillow block like this. I found a stub of drive shaft that is, this outer collar here is just over 2 inches. You can see how thick the bearing is. Then it's got a lock collar over there. And so I'm going to clean the rust off of this with the lathe, and then I'll build it up with the MIG welder, and then we'll turn it all down to the 2-inch spec so that I can have that front drive line just be solid mounted to everything, and then it'll come down off of that, coming down off of this yoke to the front end. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I have to leave tomorrow sometime in the afternoon to get down to southern Colorado so I can pick Slim up first thing in the morning the next day. And this is where I'm at on the wrecker. It does not look like a wrecker. I don't have any taillights back here. I didn't even try to put a dash in it because that's cosmetic. You can see the fuel tank still down here on the floor. I don't have any hydraulics on it yet. I got the plate. No pump, no clutch, no belt, no nothing. I don't even have a radiator in it. No radiator. You can see I got smart and covered up my intercooler when I was mounting my front clip. I'm 98% done with having a hood latch, so I can keep the hood closed. My transmission cooler is still hanging off the front here. And I don't have this licensed, and I don't have the pull rig licensed. And I have to go to the courthouse that's over an hour away and get titles and license. I got everything insured, but I'm running behind, like way behind. And my lights, I drilled everything, and they're set back quite a bit further than I was planning. I imagine that front tire will rip them off of there the first time that I flex this out and turn a little bit. That ought to be interesting. Tear the fenders and everything off. I don't have the airbox mounted. I don't have the control module mounted. Well, the heater's gonna kick on. It's gonna get loud in here. I'm gonna get back to work and we'll see how far I get. I do have the Jeep running and everything. So that's going. You can see the Slim's rig. That thing didn't get done at all. I gave up on that. I was like, man, if I get one rig going, I'm gonna be doing good. We did get the 650 going. So we got 2 projects that are drivable. I don't have 4-wheel drive on the wrecker yet. You gotta have 4-wheel drive to get off into the sand at all with it. I have all of the hydraulic taken off of the bale bed pickup that I traded for, and I have a belt coming into Napa first thing in the morning. I don't know what I can get knocked out yet tonight, but nothing if I keep talking to the camera. And I don't even know when this footage will get out to you guys, because I can't stop and edit or post anything because I just don't have time. So it'll probably be during or after the games when you see this. It looks like we are going to the games. If the 650 will run that far. I hope I'm not foreshadowing by saying that. The wrecker is still sitting in the shop. It did not go to the games. I was working on the bed. I had the boom unhooked from my old Ford and it was ready to pull. I have since got it hooked back up so that I have a wrecker here around the shop. This was ready to go on the trailer. I was just gonna take it as is. I have a huge list of stuff that still needs to be done on it, but it was rolling. It was ready to go on the trailer, and we were gonna just go and showcase it. But I had some, where we swapped the cab on the F-650, I had some legal work to do as far as all the VIN and everything on the cabs to make it street legal to where we could drive it out that far. In the 11th hour, I couldn't, like for a week, I couldn't get a VIN inspection done on it. Couldn't get it all done. So the pull rig could not go. And I didn't have anything else that would pull the trailer. My F-350, the transmission in it is just borderline shot. And the turbo and stuff on it is weak. And it would pull that 51-foot trailer about 72 miles an hour empty on flat ground. It was not going to pull the vehicles that I wanted to take out Sand Hollow. So we just jumped in the Jeep and took off. So this year was a flop. Fell right on its face. You've noticed that I didn't put out any videos for quite a while. Physical, mental strain of trying to push this through the finish line. I was working in the shop until anywhere from midnight to 2 a.m. and then getting up and doing it over again the next day, trying to put forth enough of an effort on the ranch that I didn't get fired from my job. So this thing, we now have a year until the next games. I'm gonna have to pull some strings, do things a little different. I might have to make a trip out there to Sand Hollow and put in some phone calls and stuff like that and meet with Matt and actually get into the games next year. I've got some ideas and stuff as far as, you know, doing that. And we actually sold the F-650, I think. Slim was up here over the weekend and we spotted another rig that was kind of something that's been on my wish list. So I told him to throw that on Marketplace. We got 7 to 10 hits right off the bat. We got a guy that's gonna look at it. He's pretty serious about buying it, so we're gonna let that one go. We already pulled the cab and we've got the engine ready to come out and everything of this other rig. So that'll be coming up on the channel. For right now, I've got a few things I need to button up on this to where I can kind of cooter around in it. Not getting to take it to Sand Hollow kind of knocks it out of a guy. I did get the shifter to work and got seats in it, and it needs a dash and roll cage and rack and needs the bed finished. And after watching Paul break all of the stuff on his, I'm thinking that the amount of torque that I'm going to have on this, I'm going to P-pump this and everything now. When I P-pump it, I might swap over and go with the 5R110 out of a Ford in it, just because it's a lot better transmission and I can build that up. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a transfer case. I got that yoke elimination kit for this one, and I haven't put it in there yet because I don't know if that's the route I'm going to go. I think I'm just going to slowly ramp up. It's getting up to the season where I'm going to be doing a lot of farming and a lot of work on the ranch and stuff. So probably looking at maybe a video a week or something like that for a while. And I'll try and ramp it back up to 3 videos a week or something like that. I noticed that where I haven't been publishing videos and stuff, I'm losing subscribers, which is understood. I didn't have time to sit in front of the computer and do all the editing and everything. I'm a one-man deal here as far as I do all the shooting, the work, the editing, everything that goes into it. I'm doing it by myself right now, and I don't know that that will change. We did go to the games, even though the record didn't go. We took the 09 JK out there and had some fun. We'll catch you on the next one.